Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Cemetery Beach issue number 5 by Image Comics. Without further ado, let's dive in. Let's go to the crazy part. So we are diving into the crazy action immediately again, still from the last issue. So they are, floating here with these, let's say, boats with masts. These guys coming up try to kill Mike. But Mike does what Mike always does. He says, "Hey man, why don't you come up and I'm gonna kill you." And that's exactly what he's gonna do because Mike and Grace, I don't know what their backgrounds is, but they are phenomenal shooters. They hit everything mostly with one shot, as he is doing now. So he hits probably the motor of the boat, and that it explodes. And Grace thinks, "Oh shit." That's not good at all. And then she does exactly the same. But she says, "I don't want to do this. I really don't." And then she does exactly the same. Moving a little bit, well, not moving on. It's more like we go to another location. So we see this. I call him the captain because he doesn't have a name. Flying on this flying submarine. And then this young lad who has been raised here on this planet says, "Hey, Chief, you were the chief of the boat of the original voyage from Old Home." Old Home is Earth. "I always wanted to know what it was like." And then he says, "Terrifying." And the young lad says, what do you mean with that?" Well, it seems that it says more because of the people. He was terrified that his life might depend on scientists and pencil pushers and the word landlubbers. That's a word that I haven't heard for a long time. That's pretty hilarious. But he also says he knew from the start this planet that they are on, is a wonderful place, but he didn't trust the people to make it a heaven or haven, if they call it. And that's the reason why they have to stop Mike, this infiltrator, because if they know what's going on here, people from Earth coming to this exoplanet or whatever it's called, to Haven, to stop it. So they need to preserve it. For me, the explanation is a little bit vague because as of right now, I mean, this is 5 issues in. The reason why it's all happening here is very, I don't want to say mysterious. It's more like it's vague, if you know what I mean. I still have no clue why they mention it like here, but is that a reason to do all this? I mean, what's the reason that they are going to another planet in the first place? I don't know. Why they want to turn everybody into, I don't know, some kind of a, well, let me rephrase that. The leader, the Burgermeister, if you will, is controlling everyone, but it seems that a lot of people are very happy with what's going on here, except for people like Grace, who in my opinion are used for human parts for those who are living in the upper echelon. That's of course not okay. So that's the reason that they want to preserve it. But that's a guess. And it's not really explained well. It's just, I'm just having pieces of the puzzle, and I still don't know if that is actually true. Moving on to Mike and Grace, who are falling, and they're still doing those death-defying escape thingies. It looks like more like an action movie, when heroes are always surviving the most devastating explosions and gunfire around them. As you can see here, so they are falling, and hey, these guys are accidentally or coincidentally here. So they kill them. Mike is doing one-shotting the enemy again. And Grace says, "Hey, Mike, operate the rail." So it seems that this vehicle has some kind of a rail gun. We see here the captain firing at them from the sky. Mike is lining up for the for whatever he's going to shoot. But well, it's been revealed here that he's shooting some kind of a torpedo. I love the whole blood gushing onto the window and into the, now whatever. And you can see what happens next. Everybody dies on board. So see some gruesome, cool shots. These skeletons. It's been ripped apart. And the captain is, I don't know if he's dead or that he's just flowing, off and maybe surviving, or maybe this is his body. I don't know. Grace, says suddenly to Mike that she has figured him out. And Mike said, what do you mean with that? Well, she explains that Grace says she wants to live. She wants to be free and stay alive and not taking crazy risks. And that he, Mike, doesn't care about that. And he says, Mike, you are looking just for a good death. And she explains that the only reason you're not already dead is that you haven't found a good enough end yet. It's all you're living for. That's why you're good at your job and why you agreed to take the mission to come here. Another planet, facing God knows what. Best possible death. Yeah, well, they are ramming structure after structure after structure. But, but this little bit of a rest time is soon over because they are getting attacked again from different sides. And even this crazy shot that the enemy is ramming into them looks really cool. It's this crazy facial expression on Mike's face. It's crazy. Anyway, but then they are going to do, let me see if this is the good one. Yeah. So they are getting shot at and they are, fighting back with their pistol. Mike says, hey, Grace, you need to get back in because we're going to do something crazy. And that is exactly what they are doing, because I think this part here is maybe the lower part of a, I was looking for the word when I read this, but I still haven't figured it out. It's not a house. It's not we call it here in Europe a flat, F-L-A-T. Not flat as in flat, but it's more like a skyscraper, but then the smaller one. So I'm puzzling what the right word is for that. So they ramming the pillar that holds up this housing structure, and then it's crazy. They survive that, and somehow the whole thing is toppling down on the enemy and killing them all. I have no clue how that actually works. I mean, they should have been dead, pulverized, shot and beaten, ripped from limb to limb, or incinerated by all this crazy stuff that's happening in here. No way this could have been happening, and no way they could have survived that. Even Grace says, you need to slow down. This is one chance too many, because he wants to ram the gate to the other ring, because they are in the second or maybe the third ring, and they're going to the third or the fourth ring. I'm not entirely sure anymore. But Mike says, nah, it'll be fine. It's under repair, and this truck is pretty well armored and braced. And it brings us to, well, this is the last page. I'm not going to show it. Let's say they're going to ram through it, and then it continues into issue 6. So yeah, more crazy action, a little bit of a vague explanation what's going on here. And to be honest, I have a little bit of trouble to find a good title for this video, but well, I'm gonna manage. I'm gonna figure something out, gonna come up with something. So guys, yeah, more crazy shit going on at Cemetery Beach. Still like the book, but I still have some issues with it, with the whole storyline. It goes not really anywhere, and the vague, how do you say, bits and pieces that I got. Is it enough to make it a good story? I don't know. A couple of issues to go, so we see what's going to happen into the next issue. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to my channel, share my video, like my video, leave something in a comment, and I'll see you next time.